The list of characters that have been able to beat Godzilla is extraordinarily small. The list actually gets even smaller if you don't count team-ups or group fights. Here are my top 5 characters that have defeated Godzilla in a 1v1. First on the list is actually the very first time Godzilla ever lost a fight, and it was to the original King Kong. And the fight between these two is absolutely bonkers. At the conclusion of their fight, they both tumble into the ocean, except only King Kong emerges. Now, it was fairly ambiguous as to what happened to Godzilla. However, Toho to this day still holds that King Kong won that fight. Next on the list, we have Mothra. Mothra has actually beaten Godzilla multiple times, but in their first ever matchup in 1962, yeah, Mothra took the dub. Pretty much from the second Mothra shows up, she's just absolutely bullying Godzilla. Now, if you want to get technical, Godzilla does get one nuclear blast in, which does technically kill Mothra. However, Mothra has this cool ability that when you kill her, no you didn't, because she just reincarnates into 2 larvae. And those 2 larvae bullied Godzilla. They basically spun his ass into a cocoon and dropped him in the ocean. I mean, yeah, if you want to get technical, it's 2 larvae, so it's not a 1v1, but the larvae are the same being because they're both Mothra. Whatever, I'm counting it. Next on the list, and my personal favorite, we have the third version of Mechagodzilla, Kiryu. These two squared off in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla in 2002. It was a bit of a complicated fight. There was some back and forth, mainly because Kiryu is actually the skeleton of the original Godzilla with a mech suit around him, and Godzilla's roar unlocked his memories, which caused a whole thing. Ultimately, when it comes down to their 1v1 at the end of the movie, Kiryu is able to defeat Godzilla. I've seen some people consider this fight a draw. I don't think it's a draw. At the end of the fight, Kiryu flies Godzilla out into the ocean and deals a devastating blow, and Godzilla runs away. Yes, Kiryu was severely damaged and probably would not have won if the fight continued on. Godzilla is also a being of primal rage. He felt the need to retreat. I think he also thought he was going to lose the fight if he stayed. The fact that one retreated and one didn't, the dub goes to Mechagodzilla. Technically, Mechagodzilla does sustain so much damage. His remote piloting system goes offline. He has to be manually piloted by the main human character, Akane. But I don't care, I'm counting it. Mechagodzilla won the fight. Next up, we have a giant Superman. Now, I know I talked about in my last video how Godzilla Kentucky Fried Superman once. This is actually from the second time the Justice League encountered Godzilla. Basically, Superman breathes in a formula that allows him to grow giant size. Superman and Godzilla fight to basically a standstill, except Godzilla's unconscious and Superman's not. So that's a victory. Last but not least, we have the basketball legend Charles Barkley. Barkley grew to the size of a kaiju and defeated Godzilla in a game of basketball, and then gives him a pair of kaiju-sized Nikes, and tricks him into thinking that if he trains for the next 100 years, he can play Charles Barkley in a rematch, so he'll stop rampaging through the city. So there you go, there's my top 5.